All right, here we go. Jeez, that's pretty far away. Let's see if I can adjust it. Rendering. Main menu distance. There we go. Yeah, that's more like it. Let me probably bring it a little bit closer. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless Wonder the Man, Lincoln Clay, and we are back for a live stream of Rennsport today. There was a huge update for Rennsport version 1.9. It features the paid DLC, the 24 hours Nürburgring Nordschleife. There's 3 tiers of this DLC, starting at $20. That gets you the Nordschleife and a vehicle token, which I'm assuming is a token that you can probably use to purchase a car with in-game currency, probably at a later date. Then the next tier is $40. That gets you the Nordschleife. It gives you a special Rennsport version of the Porsche 911 GT3R. And then I think it gets you a token as well, a vehicle token. And then the highest tier gets you the Porsche 911, the Rennsport version, with 3 liveries, Nordschleife, and a vehicle token. And I think that one was $60. I have not purchased the DLC. Personally, the Nordschleife is not a track that I'm not really interested in doing a track like that. It is a super long track with a lot of curves. So also today, 1.9 features the VR going live. The VR finally went live. I find it rather odd that the VR went live because they did say that the VR would come at a later date, but this was through an interview with Traxion GG. At the time, they were not specific about when the VR would come out. And I had read another article that said that they were going to release the VR when the game officially launches. And I took that as it could be as long as a year from now. So I figure I'll worry about it when the VR comes out. Excuse me. And now today the VR is out. So I'm wondering why they changed course and decided to release the VR today. I'm not complaining about it. I'm wondering if, did a set of Corsair EVO, Marco Massaruto of Kunos, he kind of took a shot at Le Mans Ultimate and Rennsport without mentioning their names by saying that the VR for a set of Corsair EVO would be ready day 0. So I don't know if that sparked them to go ahead to release the VR now, or if it's something where they wanted to get the VR out in the wild and get it into people's hands so they can test it and they can, make any updates and make any corrections as necessary. I don't know. But I did try this in VR a few months ago by way of using Praydog's Unreal Engine VR injector. And I put a link. I did uploaded a video. Link is in the description. Check it out. And I can tell you right now, what I'm looking at right now through Rennsport's version of VR is exactly what I saw with the Unreal VR injector. So it's making me wonder, is Rennsport using Praydog's VR injector for their VR support, or did Praydog's VR injector unlock a VR folder that might have already been within Rennsport? I don't know, but so I've had a look at it, and visually, we'll you guys will probably see visually it's about the same as what I saw with the VR injector. It needs polish. I think it's about in the same state as Le Mans Ultimate. Le Mans Ultimate, the VR there needs polish. It's not officially released yet. It doesn't look bad, but the aliasing is definitely present there, and it's kind of present here. If you turn the aliasing off, you'll get somewhat of a sharp picture, but it comes at the price of a lot of glittery edges and some slight jaggies. There's several types of aliasing, which I can actually show you guys right now. I have unsaved changes. Do you want to save them? I don't. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Let's go to. Shoot, I just lost my train of thought. I know I was going to show you guys something. See, there's the rendering. Oh, probably about the aliasing. Yeah, there's several aliasing, and each one eliminates the aliasing a little bit more, but it makes soft edges. So as you can see by these settings, I've got it mostly on Epic. Now, right here with the anti-aliasing quality, I turned that to medium because I guess we'll go high. At Epic, it kind of made the picture the fine details look like aliasing. And then down here, the visual effects quality, I had no choice but to turn that to low, because when I had it turned up high, the right lens within my VR headset was showing a transparent green and pink film that was flickering within the headset.
Philip Adams said, "How in the world did you get VR to work?"
The VR is official. The VR is officially released now. It was a pain in the neck to get it going. But what you do is you open up the Epic Store launcher, and I think you go into your library, and then you find Rennsport, and you'll, in the center of the launcher, you'll see 3 dots. Right click those 3 dots, and then you go to manage, and then launch options. There's a bar for launch options. You type -VR in that launch options bar. So that's how to fire up the VR. So let's see here. The only so the one bad thing that I've found out is that when I try to go into a daily race, the game froze. So they're going to need to work that out. So all I can do is just, sessions on an empty track right now. Let's do a few laps and whatever comes to mind. So yeah, the official contest right there. That's
Philip
the daily
Adams
races.
said, "Wow. Thank you."
No problem. Let's go into a quick session. I absolutely love the physics of this game, the force feedback, and I knew it would happen. When I was trying this game flat screen, here on Spa in particular, I could not break 219s. 220 was the best I could do. Now that I'm in VR and I can judge those corners, hitting 219s in my sleep. I hit a 219.1 earlier today, and another lap I was on pace to do a 218.7, but I made a couple of slight mistakes and I paid for it. But let's see if we can crack that 218. All right, I'm going to have to adjust my seat here. A little bit lower. I think that's good enough. All right. Now the HUD, did you see here? The HUD looks like it's pasted on an invisible wall. The UV injector that I was using, the Unreal VR injector, showed it exactly like this. I thought it would bother me, but it doesn't. Also notice that they tweaked the audio of this Porsche. Sounds a little bit different. Warm-up lap. About to lose it again. Let me show you guys something real quick. This game does has its own version of pop-ins. If you look straight ahead, that tree looks kind of bland, but when I look over here to my left, the trees are a little more detailed. They're not as detailed as you would see if it was flat screen, but keep your eyes on that tree. As I get closer to it, the details are going to come into focus. So it's going to gradually do it rather than a straight up pop in. But yeah, the details gradually came into focus as I was pulling up on it. Now you see the leaves and stuff. This tree's right there, straight ahead. Oh, it's okay though. Oh, I overshot it. What's up, Gray? Hope all is good now. .1. The VR needs polishing. The VR is pretty much in the same state as Le Mans Ultimate. It runs excellent though. lost time. Trail braking is so easy on this game. Damn it, I lost it. Ah. I had 218 staring me in the face. Best lap was 219.106. Last lap was 219.191. And ideal right there, 218.9. I could have hit it, but I made a couple of mistakes. Gray, if you're still watching, I do have to forewarn you that I cannot get into the daily races in VR. Every time I try to go to that page, the game freezes up. So right now, this is all I can do. But I'm sure the devs know about it, and I'm sure they're going to work on it. So I would like to think that this is going to get taken care of pretty soon. So when it does, I absolutely can't wait. I mean, 2024 is going to be a huge year for sim racing. And today we've just taken another step towards getting there. I mean, I was waiting for the official release. Yes, it needs polish, but it's good enough to get by for me. Because the difference showed in my lap times. If the game is good, I'm not terribly anal about the clarity of the VR like I used to be. What's more important is I need to be in VR so I can properly judge corners. So, I mean, looking at it out the window and stuff like that, you know, it doesn't look bad. It's just like the big thing that stands out is these gates in front of me, because it's such fine detail. It looks like it's flickering. The roof of those grandstands up there too. I see a little bit of flickering from there. So as far as I'm concerned, the graphics is fine. It's just like any other VR sim racing game that I've played. Inside the car, it is always a sharp picture inside the car. Cars always look good. Details there. It's the environment on the outside, the trees, all that stuff. So, but I do believe it'll look a lot better once they polish it. So I don't think this I think what I'm seeing right here is not going to be the finished product as far as the VR goes. I think I think it's just the beginning. They're putting it out there, probably waiting for feedback so they can, you know, put out the necessary updates. So I'm not going to be on too much longer because I want to get over to Le Mans Ultimate and get into a daily race there. I mean, I don't know what happened or when it happened, but I can jump into daily races in Le Mans Ultimate also. I did a race yesterday, and I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. So when all is said and done, it's going to be 4 sims that I'm going to be streaming. It's going to be Rennsport, Le Mans Ultimate, Automobilista 2. Once we get version 1.6 and the low fuel motorsports support. And lastly, Assetto Corsa Evo. Those are going to be my 4 streams. So you guys haven't seen that much content coming out of me lately because I've just been waiting for everything to fall into place with all these sims. So once everything gets going, you guys will be back to see me stream in anywhere from 2 to 4 times a week again. So, all right. So we hit the 219. We hit my target here. Let's try one of the other tracks. Already know that once I get dialed in on Monza, already know I'll get into the 149s, 148s. Let's try Road Atlanta. It's an interesting track. I suck at it. Let's give it a whirl. Let me see if I can lower this dashboard again too. So yeah, there we go. That's the way it's supposed to be sitting. Let's go. You can see how the trees are starting to mesh out a little bit. Rather than a poof, you know, just a pop in that you would normally see, it just gradually changes. Oh, good though. Oh shit. Hit the grass. I was getting into it. I felt pretty good though. I was getting into it. Felt really good. I really love the physics of this game. I really love the force feedback. You got to be careful with this car, with the physics of this game, because the weird thing about this game, as far as the handling goes, is that it doesn't matter how much speed you carry into the corner. If you crank that wheel over like that, the car's gonna go into an oversteer, and you're basically gonna spin out like I just did. But in the same breath, no matter how slow you're going through a corner, if you hit the throttle, the car is going to start to wash out and go wide. So you definitely have to finesse these pedals with this game. Trail braking is it's pretty close to being a lifesaver. Downshifted and locked up the wheels. Oh, look at that over there. My tires, I cooked that left tire. Well, let's try another track, and then I'll get ready to wrap it up. That was fun, though. What shall we try? I could try Daytona. I think I'll do Daytona, the Nürburgring GT, and the Monza, and then I think I'll wrap it up. Let's go. Love the handling, love the physics of this game. Now, what I think when it comes to immersion and attention to detail, I think right now, Automobile Listed 2 is still king. I love the tire and the damage model of this game, of Automobile Listed 2. It is a game where fear of destroying your car is a bigger fear than getting a penalty. I mean, you can kind of overcome a penalty depending on how severe it is, but if your car gets destroyed, you're out. Now, I guess there's a damage model in this game, but I haven't seen it. I've seen a couple of videos where people rammed their cars into the wall and destroyed it, and yeah, I gotta lower that again. I'm not liking where that's sitting. Close. Yeah, some pretty good graphics even in VR. Just the aliasing, just gotta take care of that. Oh, that back end got squiggly on me. Next time I'll go through there a little bit faster. We just filling the track out. I nearly lost that back end. was fun too. All right, let's check out Monza. Founders Pack now available. No, let's go to Nürburgring first. During loading, the lens on this side goes black. Oh, gotta lower it again. Gotta fix it again. Let's go. My fastest lap at this track on any sim, I believe I did a 1:54.1 this track, and it just so happens I was going against Graybeard Gamer. That is a different looking chicane from the one I normally see on ACC. On this car is pretty good too. cut the track. All right. I was on pace to do a 158.3, as it's showing right there in the corner. That wouldn't have moved the needle. Let's go to Monza, and then we will hang it up. I'm starting to get hungry and warm. I should have turned the AC on. We got to adjust it once again. Eventually, I'll get that squared away. 149.9. Damn, just barely. I'll take that. A 149.3. So I know with some work I can get into the 148. So I'm good with that. I trust this car. I trust the car. I trust the brakes. You guys can see by my body language, I was trying to get more and more aggressive. Whereas, as much as I love the physics on Le Mans Ultimate, I'm a little bit scared of getting aggressive on that game. I'm scared of locking up the wheels. I'm scared of going into a spin. And as much as I tried to be aggressive in ACC, that was scary too. But hey, even though it was just, putting around, trying to do some hot laps, really enjoyed this. Yes, again, the VR needs a little bit of polish, but for me, it's getting the job done. It's giving me that sense of depth that I need in order to turn in faster laps, because I would not be able to turn in these kind of laps racing flat screen. So as soon as they rectify this problem with the game freezing when I try to go into an online race, it'll be good enough for me. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and boogie on out of here and try to get a race in on Le Mans Ultimate before I call it a night. Let's see here. Today is Wednesday. I can tell you this now that I know that the VR works online for Le Mans Ultimate, I can promise that sometime between, tomorrow and the weekend, I will do a stream for a daily race or two on Le Mans Ultimate. And then again, once I said, like I said before, once all these other sims start to fall in place, Automobilista 2 with version 1.6 low fuel motorsports, this game here, once they rectify the online issue, I said, of course, the EVO, once that comes, I'll be streaming a lot of content again. So thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. That's going to do it for me. We will see you soon. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king. And deuces. Have a good one, everyone.